What's good? What's good? We back. Triple P, Paul Pickett podcast. I'm the one and only Paul Pickett. I'm gonna quench my thirst a little bit. Before we get started, hit that subscribe button in that right hand corner. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, Instagram, anything else, please hit that follow. Um, I'm gonna get into some NBA stuff. Then I'm gonna get into a WNBA topic I saw, and then some Tim Tebow. My take on that since it's such a big deal. Um, Right now, the Nets is up on the Celtics 2-0. Celtics don't stand a chance. They're about to get swept. I'm gonna say the Celtics would have got swept even if they had Jalen Brown. They've been kind of a roller coaster all this year. Blazers beat the Nuggets the first game, but Nuggets came back and beat the Blazers the second game, so they're tied up. Jokic is without Jamal Murray, so Blazers could win this one. I think this would go to 7 games. If the Nuggets do win, I wouldn't be surprised because Jokic is probably MVP this year. The Bucks are up 2-0 on the Heat right now. Not looking good for the Heat. Mavs are up 2-0 on the Clippers. Let me pump the brakes on this one. Let me do a Jada kiss. Yeah, this is so funny to me, man. Like, a couple years ago, Kawhi Leonard beat a Warriors team at the he took Toronto to the finals in the East, right? Now, first of all, the East was depleted that year. LeBron was gone. Second of all, I gets to the finals. Kevin Durant only played 12 minutes of the finals. So Kevin Durant plays the whole finals. Kawhi Leonard ain't winning nothing with Toronto, and he ain't getting no MVP. And like all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, Kawhi Leonard is the world's greatest player. He's the best player in the world." Oh yeah, says who? Says who? Delusional people. Kawhi Leonard has never been the best player in the world. Never, ever, never. He's never passed Steph. He's never passed Durant. He's never passed LeBron. I don't care if he does have chips. I'm not saying it. He's not better than James Harden. Just because he plays defense, he is not better than James Harden. James Harden, ever since he left the Thunder, well, he ain't late. He got traded because they were stupid. They chose Serge Ibaka over James Harden. But ever since he got traded away, the Rockets have been in the playoffs every single year until this last year, which he left. So James Harden has been leading his team into the playoffs every single year, and he's been doing everything. I mean, he's been like a one man band. You know, um, Hawks and Knicks. Hawks is up 1-0. I got the Hawks winning that series. I know the Knicks might have been ranked one slot higher, but the Knicks are not a better team than the Hawks, man. Come on, man. Now, on paper, off paper, they're not a better team than the Hawks. I mean, the Hawks clearly have a more legit all star, a guy who's been an all star since the second year in his league, and he's only been in the league 3 years, maybe four now. I think this is his third year, if I'm not mistaken. You know, Lakers are tied it up with the Suns. Everybody was all like, "Yo, the Suns won game one. Let's panic mode for the Lakers." Let me take a sip of my water for a second. Do you fools watch basketball at all? LeBron James always loses game one. Have y'all watched a single playoff in the last 10 years? LeBron James went to 8 straight NBA finals and he always loses game one. It's a filler out game. And LeBron has a history of losing game ones. And he has a history of winning every single series. Period. For 8 years. I mean, LeBron has been in the finals 9 of the last 10 years. 9 of the last 10 finals LeBron has been in. So, don't panic. He lost game one. Look what happened to the Suns game two. And Chris Paul is already hurt. Once again, Chris Paul is hurt in the playoffs. And I love Chris Paul. Chris Paul is from North Carolina. I'm from North Carolina. You know, he's a North Carolinian brethren. You know, but he's always hurt in the playoffs. And little guys don't lead usually lead the teams to the playoffs. Like even Steph Curry when they won their first final, he wasn't even. Steph Curry's never been Finals MVP if I'm not mistaken. Maybe he got it at last. Yeah, Steph Curry has never been Finals MVP ever. You know, Isaiah Thomas is the only legit small guy that's legitimately been the guy on a winning championship all the way through. The number one guy. Durant was Finals MVP to Steph Curry's championships, and Iguodala was the Finals MVP, the other one. You know, so yeah, man. I know I'm leaving out some series, but like the Sixers and the Wizards, I don't nothing really talk about, man. Wizards don't stand a chance. Um, I think the winner of like the Bucks, I think the Bucks is gonna beat the Heat this time, and I think the winner of the Bucks and the Nets goes to the NBA Finals at the East. I think the Sixers. This is what I think. The Sixers are still a tad bit young because Joel Embiid and Simmons has only been in the league like this is like their fifth year, if I'm not mistaken. You know, that's not a vet. The vet's usually like closer to 10. Once you start getting like 7 to 10 years in the league, then you're more of a vet. 8 to 10 years in the league, you're more of a vet. You're still kind of a pup to be 5 years in the league. And I don't think Tobias Harris, even though he's the second leading scorer, I don't know that he could be your second guy. I don't think he has what it takes to be the second leading scorer on a championship team. I think if they had to play the Bucks, I think Giannis is somebody to completely shut him down. They'll completely shut him down. Kevin Durant could probably possibly completely shut him down if they play the Nets. You know, I got them playing the Hawks next round. I think the Hawks are advancing the Knicks. I got Hawks versus Sixers. Sixers winning that. Then I got Bucks and Nets advancing, and I'm still don't know on that one yet, man. I got Mavs beating the Clippers. Clippers are done. They're down 0-2, and they lost their first two games at home. They're done. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like in the West, I'm guessing I'm gonna say it's gonna be Lakers versus the Nets and the Bucks. That'll be this year's NBA Finals. If it's the Lakers versus the Bucks, I'm rolling with the Lakers. If it's the Lakers versus the Nets, I'm rolling with the Nets. I'm gonna stay on some basketball. I keep seeing this topic, man. This is like, and I'm probably gonna take some slack for anybody who watches this. Probably call me a sexist, anti-feminist, or whatever. But this idea that the WNBA should be making the same amount of money as the NBA is bogus. It's delusional. It's not even reality. First of all, I'm about to give many reasons. Number one reason is only half of the teams in the WNBA have made a profit whatsoever, and they only did it 1 year. Like half of the teams in the league are not making a profit. I'm pretty sure every team in the NBA makes a profit. Every single one. So until all your teams are making a profit, what are we talking about here? Then y'all sit there and try to talk about the competition level is better, if not just as good. Bullshit. I never hardly cuss on my podcast. Bullshit. That is a complete lie. It's horse shit. I can't even dunk. You can't even dunk. And then when somebody tries to advise lowering the goals so y'all can't dunk, all you can say is that all y'all want to see us do is dunk? No, that's not all that's not all we want to see you do, but it's a big part. It's a big part. Because I guarantee if there was no dunking going on in the NBA, It'd be just as boring as baseball almost. It'd be just as boring as baseball. Nobody wants to watch jump shots and layups all day. People want to see two-handed Charles Barkley, Zion dunks, and people get dunked on and hitting the floor and getting slammed on the ground from a dunk. They want to see those big old cop back dunks on you, big old two-handers. God, they want to see all that. You hitting the ground, you getting dunked on. They want to see that. They want to see those Scottie Pippen, Patrick Ewing dunks, where he just dunks on you and just slams you to the ground and just steps over you like nothing. We want to see those. And guess what? Y'all's tallest female in the league can't even dunk. Brittany Griner can't even dunk. She's sitting there talking about she's better than Boogie Cousins before Boogie Cousins got hurt. You can't even dunk. How can you be better than him? You can't even hit a jump shot hardly. Like, you know, women can act like this is sexist, but it's not. It's the facts of life. It's fact. It's truth. Yeah, sometimes the truth hurts, but guess what? That's not my fault that people are sensitive to the truth. I never get sensitive to the truth because I always want to know the truth. I always want truth, facts. I don't want opinions, assumptions. I don't live off of excuses, and I don't allow excuses in life whatsoever. And women make a lot of excuses of that are not even valid, of why they should be making the same amount of money. First of all, when I see posts where Iggy was talking about, number 23, young so-and-so, she could ball. No girl gets mad because put my respect on your name. Nobody knows your name. Nobody knows your name. And number one, if you want to blame anybody for women's basketball or any women's sports not being popular, you have to blame women. Because if I ask a chick out on a date and I say, hey, you want to go out with me? I got tickets to a LA Lakers game. No, we're not even going to do Lakers. We're going to do Clippers. To prove a point. I got tickets to a Clippers game or I got tickets to a Sparks game. She's going to pick the Clippers game 10 times out of 10. 10 times out of 10. Because most women want to go watch muscular men play sports, not muscular women. Most women are attracted to men. I hope you do know that. The majority of women are attracted to men. Men. And they'd rather watch men run up and down the court sweating with six packs and cock diesel than women. You know what? A cock diesel woman is so unattractive unless you're a cock diesel man. Unless you're a bodybuilder, nobody thinks cock diesel women are attractive except other bodybuilders. I hope you do know that. Only male bodybuilders or female bodybuilders think a female cock diesel cut with six pack is attractive. A fit woman is attractive. But I don't like my women to have six packs. You know why? Because I don't have one myself. I don't want a woman that has a six pack and I don't have one. It's just not attractive. And it's too intimidating, if you ask me. But yeah, y'all WNBA women, y'all gotta step into reality, man. And y'all are delusional as hell, man. Y'all not, it's not the same competition level. Your stardom does not, your fan base, you don't have the same amount of fans individually as NBA players. And it's solely because women are not clinging on to women's sports. Women do not support women's sports. It's not up to men to open the floodgates up for women's sports. It's up to women to support women's sports. It's not up to us to solely fit the bill on that. And that's the thing. Another thing, the WNBA is only getting paychecks because the NBA is fitting the bill. So you want the NBA to fit the bill, but you ain't building a fan base. You're not doing nothing to make your league more popular. Individually, you're not making yourself more popular. I only know a handful of female basketball players. And I'm on YouTube and I watch sports highlights all the time. And guess what? Even the bench players, even bench players and role players, got popularity in the NBA. Nobody knows the role players in the WNBA. They only know like one chick on each team, maybe two. And the NBA, you damn near know the whole starting five and all the bench players and that. We know everybody because they all doing things to make themselves popular, and they're all just getting more popular because their fans react more. Women is the reason women's sports is not where it needs to be. So if you want to blame anybody, don't blame men. You know, the NBA players be going to these WNBA games showing face. That's not enough. Y'all still got to become popular for yourself. It's just like a rapper. Just because I feature somebody big on my song, I still got to become popular for myself. I still got to build my own fan base. I still got to stand on my own 2 feet as a celebrity. You know, so yeah, y'all got to get out of this delusional mind state that men are just being sexist and we're not supporting women's sports and we're fitting the bill. The men are fitting the bill. Y'all wouldn't be making no money if it wasn't for the men making money in the if the NBA wasn't what it is and making all the money it was, WNBA wouldn't even be around here no more. Because they're not half the teams are not making a profit. The players don't command celebrity status like they think they do. Y'all can't dunk. Y'all the competition level, you're lying to yourself saying it's better or just as good. Because it's not. It's not. Y'all don't shoot as well. I mean, like, yeah, the NBA's got bloopers, but y'all's bloopers are the worst bloopers ever. You know, like the bloopers y'all have in the shots, the bloopers y'all have that y'all, some of the shots y'all taking in the WNBA, nobody in the NBA's ever took a crazy shot like that before. It's just ridiculous. Like y'all just take the most what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word. Can't think of the word. Let me take a sip and hit that subscribe button. I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but y'all just take the craziest shots. Discipline, the most undisciplined shots in the WNBA. Like most NBA players don't, they're aware of, they don't take some crazy ass shots. They're just not aware they're taking. Y'all take some shots in the WNBA. You're not even aware you taking a shot. There's no discipline on the quality of shots you take, a high quality shot. Y'all just take the most low quality shots in sports. Y'all do. You know, I've seen y'all's bloopers. I've seen, you can't shoot the three just as good. Y'all y'all miss wide open layups. Ain't nobody in the NBA missing wide open layups. Not by themselves. They might miss a dunk because it'll bounce off the rim. Nobody in the NBA misses wide open layups. They only miss contested layups. Y'all miss the most wide open layups all of basketball. And you talking about the competition levels the same. And you got people like Kerry Rose doing you no service, telling complete lies on the air, saying the competition level is better. That is a lie. It is delusional. It's false. There's no truth to that whatsoever. It has nothing to do with sexist because the truth is the truth and facts are the facts. People could try to attach whatever they want to sexism, racism to facts and truth. But guess what? It's not. Facts are facts. Truth is truth. That's how it rolls. You can't take away the fact that something is true. And whether it upsets you, I'm sorry. That's, facts aren't put out there to, like when you put a fact on it, you don't you can't be conscious of is somebody gonna be, you know, get their feelings hurt. They're gonna be sensitive over the facts. No, that doesn't. Your feelings don't matter with the facts. They don't matter. The facts are the facts. And the fact is, y'all delusional, man. Until y'all start making, every team is making a profit. Your celebrity is going up there, individually as players and collectively. Your ask is not even realistic. It's delusional. Y'all don't even generate the same amount of money as the NBA. Why should you get paid the same amount? That's bogus. A company that makes $1 million a month should never, the employees should not be making as much as the company that's making 10 million a month. Where do y'all get this ideas from, these ideologies, these logics from that are not even realistic? You know, I mean, I hate to get heated on this, but I'm tired of hearing this. Women basketball players should be making the same amount as the NBA. WNBA should be making the same amount. Where do you get that from? You're not making the same amount of money as the NBA. So how the hell do you think you should be making the same amount of pay? It doesn't work that way in the business world. I hate to tell you, you know. So yeah. Um. Oh yeah, and I forgot to talk about Grizzlies and Jazz. Grizzlies beat Jazz game one. Grizzlies can win this series. I mean, Donovan Mitchell comes back next game. I'm gonna say that Grizzlies probably won't win this series. Utah is definitely stacked, but Grizzlies got some very very like um very grown grown up kind of rookies. They're very they got a grown up mind state. They don't play like Ja Morant doesn't play like a second year player. He really doesn't. His confidence level, his aggression. Ja Morant plays like he's been in the league for 10 years, and so does Dylan Brooks. So Grizzlies could definitely beat the Jazz. I mean, if Jazz lose this next game, they're done too, like the Clippers. Grizzlies win this next one too. I mean, they're done. So I'm gonna get into Tim Tebow, man. When I first went into this Tim Tebow take, I mean, yeah, I was saying like you never see a player like out of the league this many years and goes from quarterback to tight end. It's really unheard of. And Calvin Benjamin, even though he was a receiver, I always felt like he should have been a tight end. And people always felt like Tebow should have been something else before, besides a quarterback. And Kelvin Benjamin, I know he's a big boy, but I don't have any confidence that he could be a tight end any more than Tim Tebow. And he ain't been in the league a few years, and he's been a bust. He's a first round. He was a first round pick. He's been a bust ever since he was drafted at my beloved Carolina Panthers. I mean, he was a complete bust. You know, I always felt like he was too heavy looking to be a receiver. He probably should have been a slot receiver, not a guy that goes over the top or anything. But this is one thing I want to put into play. Tim Tebow is a great human being, nice guy. Yeah, he's very religious, and he's like my sister and my brother-in-law. They live, their values come from religion, and they're great people. Whether I believe in religion or not, it doesn't take away the fact that they're great human beings. You know, I always thought great human beings deserved more opportunity than scumbags. And there's plenty. I see plenty NFL players get bust. I mean, like Antonio Brown getting second and third chances with all the negative stuff he done did. He done abused women. I mean, he done. Antonio Brown did some scumbag like stuff. And he got second and third chances. You know, this idea that Tim Tebow, we can't give him another shot in the NBA when he's a great human being. It just goes to show that people only glorify dishonest human beings and scumbags and criminals of this world. You know, they always stick it up for the criminals. And, you know, and I ain't saying that, like, people try to compare Kaepernick to the Tebow thing. I ain't saying Kaepernick's a scumbag or a criminal or anything, but he did alienate half the fan base of the NFL. And if one thing I know, if you're an employee of mine and you do something that drives half of my customers away, man, I'm firing your ass on the spot. And hell no, you ain't getting no second and third chances. You ruining my business. If an employee ruins your business, that is all the reason to fire them right there. If they're doing something that could possibly ruin your business, there's nothing more that need to be said. People could bring in all this racial injustice. No, the man is clearly alienated half of the fan base. What does that mean? You're ruining the business. You're ruining the business. You're costing millions and millions and millions of dollars. That is justifiable to fire somebody when you cause my business to lose money. I don't need no other reason to fire you and kick you out of something for good when you cause my business to lose half of its consumer base. And that's what y'all forget, man. At the end of the day, y'all never look at it from it's a business. Y'all try to bring in these morals and these values. It's a business. And the only thing that has value in a business is money. Money. Sales. Consumers. That's the only thing that has value in a business. How many consumers you got? How much money you making? And to do that, you can't have employees that alienate half of your consumer base. Which the NBA did. The NBA losing viewership because why? You alienated half of your consumer base. Because you put a message from a corporation that is a money laundering scam on all your courts. Because you don't even know that what you're supporting isn't really about Black lives. It's only about LGBT lives. And it's a money laundering scam because none of the money from only 25% of the money that came in from Black Lives Matter has went to anything of substance. So 75% of the money is being pocketed for wealth. You know what that is called? A money laundering scheme. So when you take that stance, you alienate half of your fan base. I don't need no other reason to kick you out of in the NFL or fire you from a team. But that and he didn't alienate just a half the fan base of one team. He alienated half of the fan base of the whole sport. So, you know, if I hire somebody and they start driving half of my customers away, yes, I'm firing them quick like in a hurry. And I don't need to give you any more reason than that. So y'all trying to compare Colin Kaepernick to Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow never alienated half of the fan base of the NFL. It's not the same. And Kelvin Benjamin, who was a bust as a first round wide receiver, is getting another shot. How many shots has he had? He went to how many teams and ain't done nothing. He went to the Bills, got instantly left there. I mean, he played for 3 or 4 teams in 3 or 4 years. Any player that starts doing that, I mean, why do they deserve more shots? You're not even good enough to stay on the team longer than 2 years. Why do you deserve shot after shot after shot? And Tim Tebow is a great human being, man. And as far as I'm concerned, great human beings deserve all the opportunities that they could get over scumbags and criminals, people who've been in the league busted for cocaine, child abuse, abusing their women. Deshaun Watson has got 21 cases on him pending for sexual misconduct. And I'm gonna tell you what, even though I don't believe all of them are legit, I guarantee Deshaun Jackson is gonna get 2, 3, 4, 5 more chances. Why? Just because he's talented? Just because he's an amazing quarterback? What about being an amazing human being? A great human being? And I'm far from the religious person. No, I don't believe in Jesus Christ or any of that. But guess what? I don't knock anybody if religion makes you a great human being, like my sister, my brother-in-law, and me and my sister have a lot of political views that we agree on, and we are so far apart from religion. So it doesn't people to be a great human being is just to be a great human being, whether religion is attached or not. You know what I'm saying? And I value great human beings, like people who just live just nice. Like I'm not the super nice guy. No, I'm harsh, man. I don't sugarcoat nothing, man. I got a Napoleon complex, you know. So I'm not the nice guy. I'm gangsta. No moment's the nice guy, but I do have a good heart. I do have a good heart. I do care about things. I care about my dog, care about my mom, my sisters, my niece, nephew, my brother-in-laws, my grandmother. I care about people. And I even care about people that I don't even know. Like people that I admire, that I look up to. Like the Jay-Z's of the world or the 50 Cents of the world. You know? I care what happens to people that I look up to, that I admire and inspire to be like. I care about what happens to them. But it doesn't mean I have to be a nice guy. 50 Cent's not a nice guy, but he cares about things. He cares about people, and that's how you gotta look at it. So yeah, I don't. Yes, Tim Tebow deserves. I kind of like Bucky Brooks made a couple points. NFL insider Bucky Brooks. First of all, he said that the coach Urban Meyer wasn't bringing in Tim Tebow if he wasn't gonna get a slot, which that makes a lot of sense. And then also he said, who better than Tim Tebow to help guide people in the right direction of the culture that Urban Meyer is going to want to take his team in. And another thing is, Tim Tebow is going to work hard. And if one thing I value in life is hard work, I don't so much get mad at immigrants for wanting to come to America, because first of all, they work super hard, and I'm mainly talking about the like Mexican and South American ones, because all other immigrants that come in have to come in legally. Only South American immigrants come in illegally. When immigrants come in from like Europe, they're not able to come in illegally. They have to follow the legal process. Unless they were smuggled in. Unless they were smuggled in. But and that does happen, but it's not as they're not smuggling in people from Europe as much as people are crossing the border in South America day after day. And so I do think there should be a legal process about it, but I don't knock the fact that they come here for a better life and they work super hard. So now Tim Tebow is a hard worker and a great human being, but we want to say that he doesn't deserve no other opportunities whatsoever in an NFL. Well, that is such an ass backwards way of thinking in life to me. Because if anybody deserves more opportunity than anybody else, it's the most decent, hardworking human beings on the planet. That's who deserves, people, just because you might be qualified to do the job doesn't mean you might not be a scumbag. You might be the most dishonest person in the world. Just because you're qualified to do the job doesn't mean you should get the job. Because guess what? No dishonest person should get a job. As far as I'm concerned, no person who was steal and who's dishonest, who lies and cheats should get a job. Because you can't be trusted to not steal and lie and cheat at the job. I don't think anybody who's dishonest deserves a job whatsoever. Whatsoever. So if we're gonna sit there and knock a man for getting opportunity when he's the most honest, decent human, hardworking human being in the world, you know, then damn it, dishonest people don't deserve a job whatsoever. You know, if you're a person who lies every day, you don't deserve a job whatsoever. You can't be trusted. You know, you don't hire people that you can't trust in society. I hope you know that. You don't hire. See, you know, the problem with y'all people, man, y'all always come from these employee mindsets. Y'all always looking at it from the mindset of an employee, but you never looking at it from the mindset of a business owner because you ain't never been a business owner. You never had no goals and no ambition, which is so pathetic in life. It's loserville. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how can you be a sports fan with no goals and no ambition? What the hell is an athlete? The most goal orientated, most ambitious person on the planet. And you sitting there got no goals and no ambition, but you're a big sports fan. You know why I'm a big sports fan? Because I have a lot of ambition. Big goals. Big goals. That's why I'm self-employed. Been working for myself for the last 10 years, and I would never hire anybody that's dishonest, that I know that tells lies, that I think that might steal. You know what I'm going to hire? You know what I'm give opportunity? The hardworking, super honest, super great human being like Tim Tebow. But trust me, the Antonio Browns of the world get second and third chances. He ain't white. Deshaun Watson is going to get plenty of chances. He ain't white. Plenty NFL players got busted with abuse, cocaine, all these types of things, and they get second and third chances. They're not white. Stop it, man. Stop it with this white privilege for Tim Tebow. No, it's decent, honest, hardworking human being privilege. And yes, decent, honest, hardworking human beings should have more privilege than dishonest, lying, cheating scumbag of human beings. And anybody that disagrees with that is a complete scumbag and is a pathetic human being, you know. So yeah, y'all don't have me go in and going on with WNBA with that delusional, thinking, and y'all had me going on this Tim Tebow topic because at first I was agreeing, but then as more and more y'all start trying to just throw race in the mix. You know, why can't it just be great, honest human being, never tells lies, works hard, but the complete scumbags that have done far worse have got second and third chances. You know, I could tell you. I mean, even in the NBA, man, the NBA had players that was the whole NBA was coked out at one point. They had second and third, fourth, 5,000 chances in players, and the whole most of the NBA is predominantly black. You know, so yeah, like I could pull out millions of instances with people of color have done numerous of fucked up things in sports that got numerous of chances over and over they shouldn't have got. But Tim Tebow gets one shot to become a tight end, one opportunity, and the all hell breaks loose. So we just don't like honest human beings that are just great human beings that don't cheat, that don't lie, that don't steal, that work hard. We like the complete opposite of that. Y'all like liars, cheaters, thieves. You know, that's why y'all always talk about no snitching, because no snitching is for dishonest people. People who tell lies, who try to cheat the system, who break laws, who don't want to follow rules. And I'm gonna tell you what, man. Any place that somebody owns has rules. My apartment has rules. You don't follow them, I tell you to get out. You don't get out, you get drug out. You know, a business has rules. Guess what? NFL is a business. Rule number one: if you start driving away the customers, you get fired. And that's what Colin Kaepernick did. So we need to stop this about this unjust, unfair. And Colin Kaepernick had an opportunity to get back in the league. He wanted to dictate the terms. You don't employees don't get to dictate terms. What the hell delusional world do y'all live in where employees get to dictate the terms of a business? No, the business owner dictates the terms. He's the one to work hard to own the business, not the employees. You know, y'all living in these delusional worlds where, you know, employee gets to dictate terms. But employee only gets to dictate terms at the apartment that they rent and that they solely pay the rent on. Even if somebody pays half of your rent, you don't get to dictate terms. You only get to dictate terms. You know, even a company that's got multiple owners, one owner doesn't get, only the majority owner gets to dictate majority terms. You know, minority owners don't get to dictate terms. And if you don't own Jack, you don't get to dictate to no terms. You own a car, you get to dictate terms. You own a house or rent a house, you get or apartment or whatever, you get to dictate terms. You own a business, you get to dictate terms. If you don't, none of those apply to you. You don't get to dictate nothing. Ain't no dictatorship because you don't own nothing. You know, and this idea that Colin Kaepernick should get to dictate terms of how he comes back to the NBA is bogus. You're an employee that alienated half of the fan base of your team, half of the fan base of the sport. You caused millions of dollars to be lost, and you expect to still have a job. What work world does that happen when you drive away half the customers and you still keep your job? No, no place on the planet does that happen. You know, hit that subscribe button in that right hand corner. Um, Expect for another video to probably come in the next couple of days since we got the playoffs coming. I gotta keep dropping these videos to stay in tune with what's dropping with these playoffs. You got more games coming on tonight. I think we got what, Blazers? No, my bad. You got Hawks, Knicks, Grizzlies, Jazz, and I think Wizards and Sixers play tonight. I'm saying Sixers is gonna sweep. Grizzlies, Jazz will go a little further. Hawks and Knicks. If Hawks win tonight, Knicks are done. You know, Knicks are done. So Knicks got to win tonight. I think the Hawks can actually sweep the Knicks. Maybe the Knicks can get one game in, maybe two. But I got the Hawks winning the series. Plus, Trae Young is my favorite player left in the playoffs right now since LaMelo Ball is out. And as always, I got to give shouts out to LaMelo Ball. I saw this video the other day, Pistol Pete highlights, and Pistol Pete did the underhand half court pass that LaMelo Ball did. And yeah, and more I look at it, I see a lot of Pistol Pete and LaMelo Ball. A lot of Pistol Pete. I think LaMelo Ball has definitely watched a lot of old school basketball players way before, you know, my time. You know, I do get that impression, man, when I see that. Like, cause I've never seen nobody else do that pass but LaMelo and Pistol Pete. Now that I think of it, so like, where did he get that pass from? Did he see it? I could see Pistol Pete behind the back passes and this, that, and the third. You know, so I'm very excited for the Hornets' future. We'll get another lottery pick this year. I think, yeah, we should get a lottery pick. We didn't make the playoffs. I don't know how high it'd be because we're kind of like in the middle this year. Hopefully we need Gordon Hayward back, and hopefully we can make some moves, some trades in the offseason, get rid of a few players that, you know, we could trade off for some assets or something. But yeah, once again, I want to thank you all for tuning in. Triple P, Paul Pickett Podcast. I'm your host, Paul Pickett. Stay tuned in. We got NBA playoffs. Of course, we just went over the WNBA and they're delusional thinking of that they should get paid as much as the league. And I'm feeling like this Tim Tebow thing is really starting to become like, really like hypocritical to me that a completely honest human, hardworking human being can't get an opportunity as a tight end, but dishonest people who've done far worse in the league in all types of sports, other leagues as well, can get second or third chances. You know, like I almost like once you become a criminal in sports, I'm almost thinking you you've relinquished being an athlete as far as I'm concerned. You probably shouldn't, yeah, like athletes, that's the thing. Yeah, athletes can do criminal activities and just get a slap on the wrist, but if a regular civilian was to do what an athlete does, they'll get crazy amount of time, A civilian gets caught with COVID, they're getting locked up, forever, but an athlete can just get slapped on the wrist because they got money to, get out of it, which is a double standard if you ask me. So yeah, I think y'all pushing a little hypocritical with this comparing Tim Tebow to Colin Kaepernick because I'm gonna compare it to a lot of other situations too, like AB and Deshaun Watson and all these other coked up with child abuse and sexual abuse, misconduct athletes that get second and third chances, after they've committed criminal acts. But a guy who never committed one dishonest act in his life, you want to throw a sledgehammer on him. That you know what? That sounds like y'all like dishonest people more than you like honest people, and I cannot support that view whatsoever. Honest, hardworking people will always get my. I don't respect no dishonest people whatsoever. I don't respect liars, cheaters, dishonest people, scumbags, non-hardworking people. I don't just no. So like everything that y'all value all the things that a scumbag in life is what I'm seeing when you just totally go against a guy like Tebow who's just a great human being, man. Like if great human beings don't deserve second and third opportunities, then nobody does. That's the point here. If the greatest human beings on earth don't deserve second and third chances, nobody does. Because you don't deserve to get a job if you're a liar, cheater, or dishonest. Nobody deserves a job if they're dishonest. And when I get off Facebook, I'm going to post that. No dishonest person deserves a job in this world because you can't be trusted. Don't hire people dishonest; they'll steal from you. Get the hell out of here with that, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Paul Pickett, Triple P Paul Pickett, Triple P podcast. I think this is episode. I want to say 24. Could be wrong. Episode 24, maybe 25. I forgot to check. But yeah, we're gonna keep it moving, man. Don't forget, check out the audio version on Spotify, Apple, Deezer, um, Amazon, Slacker, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, and dozens of other platforms. You can Google Paul Pickett Podcast, and a bunch of links should pop up. Once again, thank you for tuning in, and I'm out.